How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We have quite a few things to talk about tonight. First thing I want to say is tomorrow they will be getting the jury is going to be getting the case tomorrow. The judge is going to be giving them their parameters, or however they're supposed to. They're going to be giving the jury the instructions basically on how they're supposed to come to whatever their decision is going to be. That's going to be happening tomorrow. So the jury is going to. I'm going to put a hat on. So the jury is going to be getting their instructions tomorrow, just so we can be clear. The jury is going to be getting their instructions tomorrow. He's basically, and this is important for a couple of different reasons. Generally speaking, just so we can be clear, generally speaking, how this works is the judge says, okay, you have to make your decisions based on these parameters, and he's going to give them extremely strict instructions on what they're supposed to do when they go into the jury room and they make their deliberation. He's also going to, it's probably going to be like 10, 15 minutes long, maybe longer, that he's going to talk while he's going to give them instructions on what they are supposed to be doing in contrast with what they're not supposed to be doing, just so we can be clear. And for everybody that don't know, up until now, the jury in no way should have been talking about the case with anyone else and or one another. So if there's anybody in the jury in here, I'm pretty sure there isn't. But if there's anybody in the jury in here, please leave. We're not doing any of these things. Just so we can be clear, please leave. We in no way at all are here for the jury. We are only here for the individuals who are purveyors of the show. We're not here for we don't make this content for the jury, just so we can be clear. So if there's anybody from the jury in here, we need you to leave immediately. Also, yes, Trump will be getting arrested tomorrow. This is all facts. Tomorrow, Trump is supposed to be getting arrested. At least if you listen to what Trump says a lot of things. I don't know how you feel about it. But if you listen to Trump, he is supposed to be arrested tomorrow. I'm actually going to be down there. We do have to find another case to be involved with after this one is over. We are going to still be making content based on this case. Do not get this confused. We are still going to be making content based on this case. Do not be confused. We have a lot of content coming that's going to be based on this case. I don't just get on the internet and talk. I understand that that's what some platforms do, but that is not what we do over here. We're going to be having quite a few different we're going to have quite some content that's going to be created, that's going to be based on this specific case, even after we find a new case to go to court and be a part of, just so we can be clear. With that being said, a couple of things I wanted to say real quick before we get to the actual show. And then we might do roll call today because a lot of people are commenting. We might do roll call today. I don't know. So if you want to get in roll call, drop your comments. A couple of other things I wanted to say real quick before we get into the actual show. There is a lot of I want to say a thing, but it's going to seem like I'm biased in one way or the other. So I'm not going to say the thing. I'm definitely not biased. I'm in no way rooting for TAXSTONE to either be found guilty or not guilty. In no way, just so we can be clear. That's not my place. So let's just do roll call real quick. We haven't did roll call in a long time. Let's just do roll call. I feel like doing roll call today. And then we're going to get right to the show. Shout out to Juno. How you doing? Salute. Very happy to see you up in the chat. This is BB and Jack Frost. What up, Champagne Poppy? This is good evening, sir. What up, Be More Legend? Said, I told you so. Text 3 to 7. Text walks next year. Nothing happened. How have you told anybody anything? Shout out to the first class. I mean, you probably said it, but nothing has come to pass, my brother. The case has not been given to the jury for the jury to deliberate on it yet. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to First Class Empire. Salute. This is Peace Frost. Chocolate checking in says, I wonder if jurors can really be biased. Do you think Trump will be arrested tomorrow? I have no idea. NY Link says, Jack, stay on point. Manslaughter sounds about right for tax. I want to respond to this comment. It's a comment I want to respond to. I told y'all previously before when we first spoke about this case, when I was saying that they gave him when they gave him murder one, I didn't think murder one was possible to prove. I told you that previously. I don't think murder one was possible. I never thought murder one was possible, just so we could be clear. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, because what do I know? But I never thought that murder one was really possible. And that's because of the situation and the circumstances in which, even when Troy Ave told us the one way that seemed like it was all TAXSTONE, I still said this seems a little bit hard to prove murder one, if you know what murder one is. So I didn't think murder one was really possible from the rip. I believe, though, that since TAXSTONE had, or should I say, hold on. Okay, so one, I didn't know about the 714 instances on the internet, on Twitter and Instagram, of TAXSTONE stalking Troy Ave. So I didn't know about that. If I would have knew about that initially, maybe murder one would have made sense to me at that point, just so we could be clear. What y'all guys don't understand is, okay, so when you're dealing, I'm about to talk we talk legal shit all the time. We're going to talk some psychological shit real quick for you to get a quick understanding about something. Most of these individuals that you see on the internet that just do what they call trolling, if they actually do suffer from a psychological problem. This is a factual statement I'm about to make. This is not me just saying something. They are psychopaths. You know what kind of person you have to be to not care that you're doing something that's hurting another person, and then you continue to do that every single day? I'm going to say that again. Do you know what kind of person you have to be to know that you're doing something that hurts another individual, and then you continue to do that every single day? This is why I tell y'all, be careful about the people that you interact with, because you might think it's not a big deal, but you are being affected mentally. Whenever you're constantly allowing yourself, especially if you're allowing yourself to acquire pleasure from another human being's pain every single day, you are messing your own brain up, whether you realize it or not. If you don't believe me, go speak to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or anyone that works in the mental health field. Anyone. I promise you, they'll probably explain it in much harsher terms than I am. So be mindful of those individuals that you go and hee-haw with, because a lot of them have mental health disorders. And I'm not talking about the shit that all of us go through periods of depression. All of us go through periods of confusion. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that live in that area for years at a time. So now it's literally who they are. If you don't believe me, go speak to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. If you don't believe me, speak to anyone in the mental health field. I promise you they're going to tell you what I'm telling you. And they might not even say it as nicely as I'm saying it. What up, B. Moore? He says the jurors would do the same thing Tax did in that situation. How do you know what the jurors is going to do, homie? Champagne Poppy said, you seen the video of 6ix9ine drunk at the baseball game? Yeah, I don't know what to say. Shout out to First Class Empire to smash them likes. Smash them likes. We got 77 people in here, man. We could at least get to 30 likes. Hold on. I want to read this real quick because I want to read this real quick. All right. We're going to get to what we're going to get to. Problematic says, K-Flock case will be good one Frost. He's in court May 4th. We in court May 4th then. Copy? New York Supreme Court. That's downtown. We in court May 4th too then. Ark G said, go to Blue Boy court date. I don't know if I want to deal with that. I mean, do y'all really want me to go to Blue Boy court date? He a career criminal, homie. No disrespect to him. But he a career criminal. Maybe I'll go. If we don't got nothing else to do, I'll go. Is that fair? Problematic said Nas East BK is in court May 18th. We there. If just so we can be clear, I'm going to go to K-Flock over Nas EBK. So if it's not conflicting, we'll go to Nas EBK. Is that fair? K-Flock, that was self-defense. He bodied that dude because he had a gun. I don't have no ways to say any which way about that, just so we can be clear. Shout out to Karam. Salute. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is going well with you. TAXSTONE was bullying Troy for 5 years. Once again, I'm going to say this, and I don't know the specific type of tweets or Instagram posts that he was putting out. Somebody said he was doing a lot of retweets. I don't know the specific tweets. I don't know the specific things that he was saying and what he was putting out. So I want to make sure that I say that because, and it was 4 years, not 5. 2012 to 2016. So just so we can be clear, 4 years. And I don't know exactly which tweets or posts or mentions he put out. I didn't see them. You understand? So I do agree that there's a difference between not liking something that somebody does and stalking them. 100%. There's a difference. Yes, I am a Knicks fan. That's a fact. How you know? Not 100% sure how much time Manslaughter carries in New York. Google it. Looks like TAXSTONE 69 the trolls on YouTube. One shot the problematic. He says one Waldo Vision in the first degree, I believe, is a class B felony, maximum 25 years. Jethro Codeine says somebody put together a whole compilation video of the tweets and times Tax spoke on Troy Ave in his podcast, whole 15-minute video. Shout out to them. DM me the video. I want to see it. And shout out to Problematic putting that up. Problematic says it's a maximum of 25 years. Ark G says I work with mental health homeless population. So, Ark G, you work with the mental health. Am I not wrong? Am I right or am I wrong when I say that? If somebody spends every single day, they're trying to make somebody feel bad about themselves and they acquire pleasure from this, that's a psychopath. Am I not correct? Somebody that gets pleasure from somebody else's pain or distress, that's a psychopath. Problematic says that's fair. E. Williams says, it's a jury decision to add the new charge. How's it the jury's decision? It's the Trolling and stalking is two different things. I agree. Trolling and stalking is two different things. So how would you label the two different things? How would you label them different? And just so we could be clear, if somebody is trolling everybody every single day, they're stalking. If somebody is trolling somebody 2-3 times a week, that's stalking. Just so we could be clear. You do know what stalking is, right? No pad, no pencil says Agreed, that's stalking. Yes, that's a mental health condition. If you are making tweets, Instagrams, Twitters, whatever, ArcG says not necessarily psychopath, definitely have mental health concerns unless it is an effort to cause. What I'm saying is, if a person every single day is specifically making content to cause another person harm or distress, and they're getting pleasure from it, that's something that a psychopath would do. I'm not reading Cedric's comments no more. Once, I'm letting y'all know right now, once we're talking about something and you try to bring a whole nother thing into the whole conversation and move away from what we're talking about because you think that that's going to make you sound smart, I'm not even reading your comments no more. Shout out to the few. I keep telling y'all, be careful about the pages that y'all go to. Because if you go to somebody's page, like we're talking about the trial every day. There's some days that I'm saying whatever my commentary is, and people swear I'm against tax. And then there's other days I'm saying what my commentary is, and people swear I'm pro-tax. Same thing with Troy Ave. One day people think I hate Troy Ave. The next day people think I love Troy Ave. Why? Because I have no biases here. I'm not biased in no way. Depending on what aspect of this conversation we're having is directly going to depend on what I say. Not the way I feel. I feel no way. Just so we can be clear. I don't feel no way. I have no biases at all here. Not even a little. Okay. As soon as I see somebody in the chat and it looks like you're just trying to have a conversation with me that don't make sense, I'm not reading your comments no more. You could do it whatever you feel. So I want to break this down real quick. There is a rebuttal case that the prosecution brought up at the last moment. We're going to talk about all the things that's in the rebuttal that the prosecution brought up after the defense closed their case. The prosecution obviously closed their case. Then the defense closed their case. So then after all of that happened, there was a rebuttal brought up. The defense had brought Miss Ibrahim up to speak. Miss Ibrahim is the one that said that she saw them attack TAXSTONE. So the prosecution obviously want to go after her testimony, so therefore the jury don't take her testimony into consideration or consider that her testimony is false or she's lying. Therefore, they asked her a specific question. That specific question was, does she have Snapchat? She said she did not have Snapchat. Now, it's neither here nor there. She says he does not have Snapchat. The prosecution, though, has a recording of TAXSTONE speaking to his sister, Brittany. I'm not going to talk about her body this time, because every time I bring her up, I tell you, she has a nice body. I'm not going to say nothing about that this time. So TAXSTONE is talking to Brittany. Also, let's get those likes up. We got 120 people here. Can we get those likes up so we can send our numbers up and send out more notifications, please? I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. This is a fact. Also, when we get more people in the chat, there's more stuff going on. It's more interesting for everybody, right? So look, listen, pay attention. Because, hold on, unlike other content creators, I interact with you guys. So we want as many people in the chat as possible. So please hit that like button. So, once again, the rebuttal that the prosecution has against the defense's witness, Ms. Ibrahim, is that they're basically saying that they want to introduce new evidence that they did not previously use because there was no reason to use it, just so we can be clear. They only was going to use this evidence if Miss Ibrahim took the stand in which she did. So she took the stand, she said what she said. Now they want to introduce new evidence. It's a rebuttal against her testimony. That evidence is that TAXSTONE said over the phone to his sister Brittany that Miss Ibrahim has a Snapchat. Now, just so we can be clear, TAXSTONE saying she has a Snapchat doesn't mean that she actually has a Snapchat. Just so we can be clear. Having a Snapchat TAXSTONE saying she had a Snapchat does not mean that she actually had a Snapchat. I want to be clear about that. That's not what that means. It just means that he thought she had a Snapchat. He might have thought she had a Snapchat. How the hell do I know? He might have been not even talking about Snapchat, but talking about Instagram. You know how people mix shit up? He might have been talking about Instagram or TikTok, but instead accidentally said Snapchat. We all know that that's a possibility. I'm not saying that that's what happened. What I am saying is they're using that to rebut her testimony by saying that she lied. Now, with that being said, this is all evidence that is now going to be introduced to the jury the next day, I'm presuming. With that being said, also, the prosecution, freaking Esquire went off. He said he resents that every single time the defendant attempts to try to help with his own defense, they try to make it seem like he's doing something that he's not supposed to be doing. Just so we can be clear, if you are a defendant and you cannot help with your own defense, usually those people can't be tried. Why do you think they have people, latest person that happened to is, what's this dude's name? The dude that, Jeremy, the dude that was the sex guy. Oh, Brittany's not Tax sister? Well, okay. I don't know. I keep hearing Tax sister. In any regard. No, that's not ineffective counsel. That's something totally different. No, the guy, the porn guy, Jeremy, he was doing porn for mad years. Everybody done seen a porn with this guy in it. Man, no. Ron Jeremy, thank you. Golly. Ron Jeremy recently was and I don't want to go too crazy on this, but if you understand anything about the porn industry, you'll know that. Anyway, so recently he was supposed to be on trial, but they found out that he's not mentally capable of being on trial because he's not there. He's not all there no more. I wouldn't expect him to be all there. All of the things that he did, his brain has to be mush by now. Not just because of the things that he did, like drugs, not just that because of the things that he did, all the demons that's probably on that man. His brain has to be mush in any regard. You have to be able to help in your own defense, not mentally stable. Appreciate you, Dark Side. You have to be able to help in your own way. Hold on. So Brittany, is it TAXSTONE's sister? Let me stop. So you have to be able to help in your own defense, just so we can be clear. These are all jokes. Please don't nobody take this any further than it needs to be taken. It's just jokes. Okay, it's just jokes. So you have to be able to help in your own defense. And so the defense is basically saying, that every time TAXSTONE is trying to do something to help in his own defense, Every time Tax is trying to do something to help in his own defense, the prosecution is trying to make it seem like he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing. Shout out to OGK Network, salute. The judge said that he's gonna allow the jury to decide. This is something for the jury to decide. Also said, Tax said he know how to get in contact with Ibrahim through Snapchat. The judge deemed that it was admissible. The judge deemed that it was admissible, just so we can be clear. The prosecution then went on to say that they want to add parts of tax season where he says that he would shoot first and basically ask questions later. And the prosecution said Troy Ave explained something different to the witness Ibrahim. Wait, hold on. The prosecution said Troy Ave explained something similar to what the witness Ibrahim said. Just so we can be clear, I want to be clear on this. Do you understand why I keep telling y'all that? Well, while we've had discussions, I'm not telling y'all because some of y'all agree, some of y'all disagree. But while we've been having discussions that Troy Ave and Miss Ibrahim is basically telling the same story, because the prosecution wants to make her seem like she's lying with her story, right? So the prosecution's supposed to do things like that, whatever, right? But they're telling the same story. So it's like, in effect, if you're saying she's telling a lie, then you're saying Troy Ave lied, in effect. In any regard. The defense Esquire also said the prosecution can't explain what happened. None of their witnesses, so they want to bring the podcast. That's not prejudicial or unconstitutional. So I want to be clear on something. The prosecution wants to bring parts of tax season in as evidence, because there's parts of tax season where TAXSTONE specifically says that if somebody rolls down on him, he's going to shoot them first. Now, I thought that this whole back and forth with Judge Clot, with Darth Keenan, yeah, she's a whole Sith out here. She stands in my way every time there's something on a damn monitor. Anyway, so Darth and Esquire is at ends on this. I'm going to explain why. And then I'll tell you what the judge said. Darth Keenan, Montgomery Esquire, Darth Keenan wants to bring this in because I'm going to be clear with you. This is all evidence that she could have brought in prior, I'm assuming. I don't know where, and I don't remember hearing the judge say that she could not bring this in as evidence. This is all last minute stuff. So maybe the judge already said that she cannot bring it in as evidence. I have no idea. The judge probably already said that, there was probably parameters, and maybe now she believes that those parameters have been met. So now she can bring it in as evidence. I am not 100% sure. I don't know. But she's trying to bring it in as evidence after TAXSTONE, after Esquire has closed his case and after they have closed their case. I am doing a recap of what happened after what was going on. So if you've heard me say any of this previously, obviously there's people that haven't because they're interacting. Okay, so let me wipe this camera real quick. And let me put I always forget to do this. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hey, could y'all see me? I'm trying to look at my own jump off and I can't see me. What the hell, fam? Could y'all see me? Or is the screen black? My whole screen is black over here on my side. Look, if anybody can see. There we go. I can see myself now. What the hell was that about? All right, then it came on at the last second, whatever. Let's hit that like button so we can send out some notifications, please. Yeah, maybe I got to hit the like button. I've already hit it. Everybody hit the like button. In any regard, before I even tell you what was said one more time, I'll let you know what was said. So the prosecution says, since they can't explain what actually happened, I'm not saying they can't explain, I'm not saying they can't explain. The prosecution says since they can't actually explain what happened, what they want to try to do is bring this other, basically what he called prejudicial evidence in so they can basically prejudice the jury. You understand? Once again, I need for y'all to understand, and people that think just hating on somebody, that shit don't work in court. Like, you can't go to court and just say we're going to take all of our hate and shit and display it and it's going to work. That's not going to work. That's not how court work. Most of that stuff that y'all think y'all going to be able to bring into court, you can't. You understand what I'm saying? So just so we could be clear, the judge wants to be certain what he was saying on the podcast. That's what he basically says. Because the judge is saying, is he saying if anybody rolls down on him, that he's going to shoot first if he feels like he's in danger, if he is in danger, or if he's saying Troy Ave specifically, because that's a wide range, that's a very different narrative. If you say, if I'm somewhere and I think people are going to attack me and I'm going to then shoot them, or I'm then going to do whatever I need to do so I can get home to my family, that's totally different from saying, well, if somebody else was doing it, it'd be just fine. But if Troy Ave do it, then it's on and popping. Just so we could be clear. The judge says he wants to be certain about what he was talking about. He even at one point, I think he said that he wanted to hear it or something along those lines. And then Darth Keenan, she didn't have the audio, I think, available and ready. And I think she read it off of a manuscript. Montgomery Esquire. And I think she read it off of she read it like, it was transcripted. I believe she read it off of a transcript to the judge. Right here I wrote. Reads the transcript of the podcast of him saying he'll shoot first and then he made gun sounds. The judge asked if he sees himself going to be attacked. The judge is like, so you're telling me if he sees himself going to be attacked, he's saying that he'll shoot first before they attack him. The judge asks, why is this more than saying if he's in danger that he's going to shoot first? So the judge said, I'm not allowing that. So do you know how I keep telling you that the judge is fair? You know how I keep telling you that? Now, I don't agree with everything he did, obviously, because I'm not a judge. I'm also not a lawyer. I'm a regular guy like you guys. I may know a little bit about this. I may know a little bit about that. But I'm not a judge, nor am I a lawyer. So when you see me say something critical, I'm saying something critical mostly from the position that we are in. That don't mean I'm right. It just means that something happened that I might not agree with. That's it. That's all. So with that being said, he said that he's not going to allow it. And the reason why I believe that he said he's not going to allow it is basically he's not saying Troy Ave specifically. Now I want to say something. Earlier in this trial, the defense wanted to use something that Troy Ave said. And they were only able to use the lines and the words that Troyev said that was against TAXSTONE. So this is the judge being consistent. That's one thing I want to say. The second thing is this. These judges don't want to be these judges don't want to let all of these lyrics in. And if that's his podcast, we have to assume the content on his podcast will be tantamount to a rapper's lyrics. So they don't want to have all of these lyrics or all of this content being used in their court, because the more they allow that, the more you're kind of going over that edge by then demonizing an art form. And remember, one of the things we're supposed to be able to do is have an art form. You understand what I'm saying? They're not supposed to. The First Amendment, that's the best way I could say it. In any regard, the prosecution then plays the audio of Tax saying it, because she was like, oh wait, then the prosecution, after they lost that argument, plays the audio of TAXSTONE saying that homegirl has Snapchat, even though she testified that she did not. Yeah, Troyev's been over here. Troyev's did an interview over here more than once. And then, just so we could be clear, they wanted to add the charges, not change. Did I write change? It's not change the charges. They want to add the charges. Did I write change? I wrote add. Good. So they want to add manslaughter charges. They don't want to change any charges. Any charges that are already there, they want to keep those charges. But they want to add manslaughter charges. And they also want to add acted recklessly and assault in the second degree for the other individuals who got shot. Because initially, those charges are, just so we can be clear, let me get what those charges were initially. How do y'all feel that y'all got a dude that can go to court and then he know what the hell he looking at? How many people come out of court and be trying to tell y'all what's in there and they don't know what the hell they talking about? How does it feel to have a dude that can go to court and, whether you agree or disagree with me, know what the hell I'm looking at? Adding charges is bad for whom? Okay, so, that's the other charges. We go into the lesser charges, the other charges. So there was intent to injure. They're changing the charges from intent to injure. Hold on. Let's look at some of these penal codes real quick. Under our law, a person is guilty of assault in the first degree with intent to disfigure another seriously and permanently. So they changed it from intent. So they're changing the charge from intent to assault. It says, under our law, a person is guilty of assault in the first degree with intent to disfigure another seriously and permanently, or to destroy, amputate, or disable permanently a member or organ of a body of another. He or she causes such injury to that person or to a third person. So that's intent. And they're changing from the intent I missed the second charge. I missed the second one. Sheesh. But basically, they changed it to reckless assault in the second degree. I wrote that down. Let's see what that is real quick. And that says you are guilty of assault in the second degree. Oh, I did write it down. Yeah. If you have the intent to cause, and so that's 120.05. You are guilty of assault in the second degree in New York Penal Law 120.05. If you have the intent to cause serious physical injury to someone and actually cause serious physical injury to that person or another person, it is imperative to note that serious physical injury is a term defined by the New York State Code. So I don't know how these are different, but they obviously are different. And so they're changing and they're adding lesser charges. So I want to know what you guys think about them adding lesser charges. I'm going to read some comments. What you mean, if they're not adding more people, they're adding more charges. R.I.P. Banger. That sloppy work. Silk Penny said that sloppy work from the prosecution trying to add charges to guarantee a conviction. I don't know how to say that. Ram says this is normal to add lesser charges than charges before deliberation. Doesn't mean the court is instigating to beat the most serious charges. I don't know. You got to fix that, man. That was just absolutely terrible. I'm not reading that other guys. He's just always saying some weird shit. I don't want to get involved. Rams I says if they were adding, no, it's not a second person adding more charges. Silk Penny says all of them charges the jury gonna agree on something. It's dirty game knowing he already did time for the hammer. Can't argue that. Ram X says or Troy has to serve that year, y'all think, or to be suspended over his head. The way I understand it, the charges could just be suspended and he doesn't have to go serve any more time at all, just so we could be clear. They're actually going to give him lesser charges if they agree. They're actually going to give him lesser charges. So those lesser charges start at 0 years. Yes, TAXSTONE is doing, I think, a minimum of 10. Actually, I think they gave him like 10 for the gun in Fed time. So I don't know how much time he's already served. But I don't believe the Fed time is like flat out. I think like it's like 8 months is a year or some shit like that. If you're enjoying any aspect of this show or any previous show, you can always pull up to the Cash App and show your support. And you can hit the like button so we can get more people in the room. Yeah, he took 10. If Tax had already served all of his time for the gun, they'd be trying to get him bail, wouldn't they? Yeah, you only got to do 85 to 87%, something like that. You don't got to do you're not doing a whole 12 months. And then on top of that, a year in, I think, federal prison isn't 12 months. It's like 8 months or something like that. Casino says, A Frost, they took down Hassan's big page with 500,000 subscribers. Sometimes people be losing their monetization and they don't want to let people know they lost their monetization, so they just dub their page so their page can't get found. You serious? I'm not saying that's what happened though, just so we can be clear. I don't have the slightest idea what happened. I generally don't focus too much on what other people are doing. People want to argue too much. You understand? People want to argue too much. So I don't really do want to argue. I put Hassan Campbell in and I cannot find his page. Wowzers. I can't find any Hassan Campbell page apparently. Did he get in trouble? Somebody wrote Hassan Campbell's pages down. I don't have nothing to say about this. I hope everything work out. I hope they figure out everything work out, and I hope the brother's back soon. I am not a hater, and I don't get any pleasure from other people going through hard times. So hopefully everything work out for him. He figured something out. Get back to what he was doing. Wow, I'm gonna try one more time. I don't see no Hassan Campbell page. 0 Hassan Campbell pages. I'm sorry about this. This is somebody just said this. It's like, wow, what? I don't see no Hassan Campbell page. I don't see none of his backup pages either. I hope they get it worked out for the brother though. I don't have no I don't have no. I'm a different. I don't wish bad on nobody, man. I just wish God's will be done. That's it. I don't wish bad on nobody. So hopefully they get that worked out. I don't know what to tell you. In any regard, we're gonna do what we're doing over here. That's crazy. Now Lewis's taxes like 3.5 years left on the feds, I think. Yeah, I don't think he's coming straight home if they beat this. I don't think he's coming straight home. Silk Penny says, yeah, Tax was on Hassan was on live, and some dude kept doing foodie trying to get next to him. He mushed him a few times and dropped him. That happened like a month ago. Banger punched I love McConan for Av. If Tax was in the South, he would have never been charged for the murder. Once again, I want to say something. We up here in New York City, and all big cities, including New York, Chicago, LA. New York is the worst city of them all. But there has to be strict gun laws. Do you understand if there wasn't strict gun laws, how many people would get shot every day on the train? Just on the train alone. I'm not talking about anywhere else. I'm talking about just on the train. You know how many people would get shot on the train every day? So we need to have strict gun laws up here. Just so we could be clear. It's important. So please stop saying if he was in the South, if he was over his, if he was over this. We live in the state, we live in New York City, where, and on top of that, we live in a time right now where people think disrespect is the way that you just talk to people. Like people just, we live in a time where people really think that the way in which they should, like you should, like they really think that they have carte blanche to just disrespect whoever they want to disrespect out of their mouth. You understand? Like people are always trying to push people buttons. We live in a time that's like that. We live in a time where all people are trying to do is push other people buttons, make other people crash out. That's the time we live in. Satan got his hands in everything. You understand? So I'm just not one of those people that's gonna, I don't want to talk about if they were somewhere else, something else would have happened, because Banger still wouldn't be here. That's advocating for the death of that man. That man got family. I don't know who that dude is. And I'm not trying to say he was an angel. I don't know him. And none of us are perfect. But that man got people that miss him. That man got people that love him. Imagine you missing a relative of yours. And somebody come up to you and tell you if the person would have killed them in another state, they'd be able to get away with it. Like, what the hell, fam? We got to do better than that. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody or nothing like that, but we got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. That's all I'm saying. No disrespect to nobody. I'm not coming for nobody, but we got to do better than that. Please stop telling me about how if he would have did this in another state, he'd be free. If they didn't have strict gun laws in New York City, my dude, people get shot on the train. People getting shot on the train every day, man. Nobody ever get to work. The trains will always be stopped because they'd be taking bodies off of it. I'm just saying, let's be a little bit more, let's have a little bit more humanity. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you not to feel the way you feel. I'm just saying let's have a little bit more humanity. Is that fair? Anyway, I'm gonna read some comments real quick, and then we're gonna get back to the notes. If y'all have any questions, put them in the chat right now. I'm reading the comments. Pop says, 799 says, I kind of feel like the gun laws have the opposite effect here in New York City. A black market has been created and is thriving. No, the point in which I'm trying to make is it's not about the inability to have the gun. It's about if the gun laws was more lax, there'd be more people willing to use those guns because the time that they will be getting wouldn't be so much. You understand? That's what I'm saying. 799 says, I did see a shift when gun possession went from 6 to 9 months in Rikers to 5 years upstate, but the violence is part of the climate of the city. Once again, the gun laws being tough isn't so to prevent people from having the weapons. The gun laws from being tough is to prevent people from using the weapons. You understand? I don't even have an issue or problem with people having guns. My issue or my problem solely stem with people, like when I was growing up and you had guns, you tried to avoid problems because you didn't want to have to use your gun because niggas was smart back then. After you use the gun, you got to get rid of it. Niggas don't want to get rid of their gun. You couldn't keep a gun that you done caught a body with. You couldn't keep a gun that you've been shooting a block up with. Ballistics. So dudes that had any kind of intelligence, when they had guns, they just wasn't shooting them everywhere. You understand? So my issue isn't with people having guns. Because you have to be able to protect your family. You have to be able to protect your household. My issue is people are flagrant with the weapons. And there's very little compassion. People don't have compassion. Think about it. You literally have individuals that wake up every day and all they're trying to do is make other people feel sad and depressed. People don't have compassion. Dansky says none of Banger family like Troy Ave. I feel bad for Banger's family the most. I feel completely bad for Banger's family. I don't necessarily feel bad for Troy Ave. I do feel bad for Banger's family. That's a fact. And he made songs about them. So if they don't rock with him, I would assume at this point they don't. Hey, could we hit that like button? We got 180 something people in here. If we could get those likes up to like 90, we might be able to go over the 200 mark. Can we hit that like button, please? I appreciate y'all. DC says both. They were in a hung jury. This happened with a big case in South London, but everywhere is different, of course. Bruce Banner says Tax hasn't been sentenced for a gun. His sentence depends on this case. Are you sure Tax hasn't been sentenced for the gun? Silk Penny says Tax pled out to the gun like 3 years ago. As far as I know. Dansky says, when do you find out what kind of time Tax is going to get after he gets found? Either if he gets found guilty, then they're gonna then set a date because the judge has to go over everything and then decide what kind of time he's gonna give him. Usually that's how it works. 799 says, peace, Jack. Always a pleasure conversating, he said, and watching your show. Definitely appreciate you. Salute. TTN, I don't know. I'm gonna call you TNT. Says Tax's precious convictions will deal the case. Incognito murder. Lauren J says, well, I'm saying that the streets is the streets, so people need to act like it does come with destruction. Yes, if you are just in the streets doing mindless shit that don't make no sense, definitely destruction. Darkside says, I live in the South now and it's less violent since almost everyone carries. I do agree. When people know that everybody has guns, people kind of act differently. You understand what I'm saying? I do agree with that. But also, just so we could be clear, this is a case where some individuals didn't have a gun. Troy Ave said that they saw him with a gun and they still attacked him. That's one. Two, if we want to talk about the case involving K Flock. K Flock pulled and hit dude because dude had a gun. So what I want to say is New York has a different mentality. That mentality that y'all have down there has been built up from years of respecting guns. Up here in New York, there's this whole thing about you can't respect nothing. You understand? Nothing could be respected. That's how people move. That's why you see me alone a lot of the time. Because I don't want to be hanging out with the people that's calling Satan to them. Because then Satan is going to, when Satan get there, Satan's not going to be able to tell me from them. I'm with them.
Casino 456 said you did a great job covering this case. Again, salute, appreciate you. What up, Safon? Says good evening, my brother. What up, Roadrunner? Says it's very rare that prosecutors don't get what they want. She should have never added manslaughter. Okay. Bruce Banner said this case is ending Wednesday. The verdict will be in by then. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know. We don't know what might happen. Dansky says Av left Benga in Rikers and didn't help bail him when he was in jail because of Av. And Av only sent a little BSB Rafe to his funeral. I hope karma catches up with Troy Ave. Troy Ave actually, they said on the stand, Troy Ave actually bailed Benga out of jail. That's part of the testimony, just so we could be clear. Laylo says, listen, I can't feel bad for Benga. He ran up and got done up. Tax ain't go looking for that. Yeah, he brought the gun. But wouldn't have used it if his life wasn't on the line, and that it was. F. Troy Ave. Stephon says, laughing my ass off. I get called a brother each time. Oh, you a chick? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm going to try to remember. Troy and Trife Bell Banger out. Yeah, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, if you standing next to people who calling Satan to them, you're gonna catch everything that person is getting. Give me 1 minute. Everything that person is getting, you're gonna catch it. Stop hanging out with people calling Satan to them. Because sometimes Satan might miss them and hit you. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Sometimes Satan gonna pull up. Satan might miss them, and you be the only one that get hit. If you know, you know. They made movies about shit like that. LaSoul says Troy was not trying to kill Tax. At best, he would have been on World Star. Yeah, I do want to kick you for saying I literally cover court cases for a living, but I literally cover court cases for a living. Literally. You know anybody else on YouTube that cover court cases like we do over here? Put their name in the chat. If Tax go down for this, I don't see Troy saying Happy New Year. Trife had to put pressure on Troy for Banger to get bailed. I don't know about all that, just so we can be clear. I don't know about who put pressure on who. I do know that Troy Ave was on the stand. And while Troy Ave was on the stand, he was asked by the defense, did he bail Banger out? And he said yes. I know that part. After all of this is over, I'll get some interviews and we'll find out more stuff. Real interviews with real questions about actual shit that happened in the court. Tay says, I just discovered this channel. You did a great job on this case. I was shocked to see other pages hating on you. Some people are just miserable. Some people are just miserable, homie. It is what it is. Some people just got demons that, you know, it is what it is. I don't want to talk about that, but it is what it is. Montgomery Esquire. Ellis says that Montgomery Esquire closing argument is going to be epic. I'm going to think so also. I think both sides are going to do a good job on the closing, just so we can be clear. I think both sides are going to do good on the closing, just so we can be clear. I think both sides are going to do good. I think freaking Darth Keenan, I think she's been incredible. I think Darth Keenan has been incredible. Sharice, you be in court? Who the hell are you in court? You be in court? Silk Penny said, Jack's doing, I'm always trying to do the Lord's work. That's the only work worth doing. What work is it worth doing other than the Lord's work? So I'm ever trying to do the Lord's work. We can move this a little bit in. Darth Keenan. Oh, I okay. So for the people that don't know me, I generally give everybody nicknames. I'm terrible with names. So I generally give everybody nicknames. I mean, everybody, generally speaking. Darth Keenan. She's a Sith Lord. $7.99 says, so he been incarcerated 6+ years, pled guilty to a gun charge, a little less than 6 years. No, the gun charge is 10. Laren says, people have suffered severe injuries from getting jumped. So saying it wouldn't have been life-threatening shows you don't know what violence is. I'm going to agree. Charisma says, I think the point is that they would have, I think the point the person was trying to make, just so we could be clear, is that even though they would have jumped him, they wouldn't have tried to take his life. They were just trying to embarrass him. They weren't trying to like hurt him to the point where he would have needed medical attention. I think that's the point the person was trying to make, just so we could be clear. But yes, people do get jumped and their life is just changed. You got people that like stomping on people's heads. And I think that if you kick somebody in the head while they're down, I think you should get charged with attempt murder, period. I don't care if the person is okay. Like, I literally don't care if you kick a person in the head and they recover 100%. I think you should still get in trouble if they're on the ground, just so we can be clear. If they're bending over on the ground trying to get up, if they're laying on the ground, anything on the ground, I think that if you use your feet and hit somebody's head while they're on the ground, I think you should get attempt murder, period. If TAXSTONE would not, if I think they had some deals going with HBO actually. Excuse me. I think Tax was supposed to have some kind of deal going with HBO actually. So yeah, he would have been a lot bigger. That's a fact. I had just heard about his podcast, just so we can be clear. Like, I had just got put on to the TAXSTONE podcast maybe 5-6 months before this situation happened. Maybe like at the end of 2015. I think I just got put on to his podcast, just so we can be clear. I didn't know about, I didn't watch podcasts. I didn't start watching podcasts till I started doing podcasts. You understand? Until we started actually making content like this, I didn't watch podcasts. I didn't watch this type of content on social media. I watched sports, stuff like that. No, Charleston White needs to go the way of the dinosaur. He needs to get up out of here. I don't like what Charleston White does at all. The thing Charleston White does is actually not good. It's like the thing Charleston White does, I'm not trying to call the dude evil or nothing like that, but the shit Charleston White does is actually something that the Bible says that we're not supposed to do. I'll put it like that. I follow like almost all American sports for the most part. Yeah, the thing that Charleston White does, the Bible actually says we're not supposed to do. For real. Like a lot of the stuff that people do and they think is funny and cool and whatever. And they be like, I'm trying to make a point. You're not supposed to argue with people just to be arguing with them. Like I want to make a point. Of Ali Rivera, I want to make a point. You know how people will just say the opposite of what you're saying, but they don't actually have a point. They just want to argue with you. That's satanic. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that's literally satanic. You do know that, right? That's literally satanic. That's literally what Satan does. Literally. Not figuratively, not, oh man, but people just got an opinion. No, it's literally satanic to do that. To just be disagreeing with somebody for the act of disagreeing. To just be saying the opposite of what somebody else is saying. You don't got a point. You're just saying the opposite of whatever somebody else is saying in order to argue with them. That's literally satanic. I know people don't know that because of the world that we live in, but I'm telling you now. Yes, being a contrarian it's being a contrarian is literally satanic. People, so many people work for Satan and don't know it. I promise you. That's what God says when we speak, we're supposed to try our best to say good things. We're not supposed to be trying to say negative things. We're not supposed to be trying to say hurtful things. Yes, being a contrarian is literally, this is what the Bible says. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's on you. That, yes, Silk Penny, how Charleston White serves up conflict or stirs up conflict and he has no real purpose except for to hide his own actions. Yes. Go read the Bible, E. Williams. I'm not here to explain everything. If you don't believe me, you don't believe me, and I'm fine with it. You could just keep doing it. That's going to be between you and God when it's your time to talk to him. I'm trying to help you. You don't want to take the assistance, you don't got to. I think Melly Mel says, how do you think Montgomery Esquire? How do you think he did for tax? I think he did the best job that he could do with what he had. Appreciate you, problematic. I think he did the best job that he could have did. I could a different lawyer have did a better job? Maybe. But a shitload of lawyers could have did a worse job. We haven't been doing the midday report. I might do it tomorrow. No, what I'm saying is not an opinion. No. I'm telling you, being a contrarian is satanic. I explained this after I said that when we speak, we're supposed to be saying positive things and encouraging things. We're never supposed to be talking and saying negative things. We're never supposed to be doing that. When you're a contrarian, what do? You find conflict with everything. If you find conflict with everything, what are you doing? If you're constantly walking around finding conflict with everything, what are you doing? No, I was just telling you what the Bible says. If you don't agree with the Bible, that's fine. You don't have to agree with the Bible. I'm just saying that I do. And you can go all over the Bible and see where it says that we're supposed to say good things. We're supposed to uplift each other. We're supposed to say good things. It says it all over the Bible. That's why I'm saying I'm not trying to go back and forth with this guy and say, it says it this here. It says it all over the Bible. I'm not saying anything that's not a known. I'm not arguing with you either, Air, just so we can be clear. If I was saying one of those things that isn't a known, I wouldn't even have brought it up unless I could have showed you where it said it. But woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Isaiah verse 5, line 20. Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for you? Isaiah verse 5, line 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Is that good enough? Go read it for yourself. Isaiah verse 5, line 20. There's a ton more. We're just doing something else. Once again, imagine, this is what I'm trying to explain. If somebody is saying something is something, and you don't actually have a belief that is different, you're just saying that that thing is not that thing for the sake of saying that it's not that thing. That's demonic. That's evil. You're casting spells. I'm getting off of this because this is not what this is about. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying when somebody says something and you have a real opinion that is conflicting, because we have difference of opinion. I'm saying when you say something and a person either not having no idea or having an idea and just saying the opposite of what the thing that actually is. That's what I'm saying. Satan is the author of confusion. Yeah, I don't care about the Charleston White thing. I don't care about that. No, we don't even talk about him over here barely ever. I don't care about that. Is there any questions y'all want to ask me? I didn't know how long we was gonna go tonight. I wasn't gonna hold y'all too long. Is there anything y'all want to ask me? Anything y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I'll answer. I'm answering questions right now. I spoke about what I was gonna speak about. Now we're answering questions. Also, could we try to get that up? We could get that up to 90 likes, right? We can get that up to 90, right? What's that, 11 more? 90 is 11 more, right? We can get that up to 90. What else y'all want to talk about? Tomorrow is closing statements, I believe, and the judge is going to give the jury their directions on when they go and deliberate. So that's tomorrow. Regardless of all the negative comments people have about Tax Podcast, several people tried to duplicate his formula and run with it and failing, buying fake views and all. Well, yeah, people, I don't know. People are weird, man. If Tax get found not guilty and or guilty, I would have him as a guest at any time. I would love to have TAXSTONE as a guest. Whether he would be a guest or not if he gets found guilty, that's on him. I would 100% have him as a guest. Just so we could be clear. 100%. That's not even a question. There's very few rappers or whatever, or social media people or whatever, that I would not have as a guest. Like, there's very few. Most I would definitely have as a guest. You know, most. Especially if there's something to talk about. You understand what I'm saying? I like guests. If Tax get convicted, will he have to do more time? I'm not gonna answer that. Tax interview would be crazy. Yeah, it would. It would be dope. Tax could get convicted of a lesser charge. Remember, there's a lot lesser charges they put on there now. Like, there's a ton of lesser charges. Yes, it's going to be crazy down there with the Trump situation going on also. That's a fact. It's going to be crazy down there with that whole Trump situation happening. I'm going to be in court. I'm guessing I'm going to find out the verdict while I'm in court. And they tell everybody. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen. Well, how do you think it's going to happen? You think I'm going to be at home and my phone is going to ring? Frost, the jury's in. Get down here. I will 100% attend the Trump trials, not trails, trials. Yes, absolutely. But that will be way off. Like, if they arrest him now, you think he's going to be on trial like immediately? No, they're going to give his lawyers like a year, 2 years to get the case together. And on top of that, just so we could be clear, the only reason why I believe that Trump is in trouble is because they don't want him to run for president again. No, it was not Star Brim. I done said that about a ton of times. It was Star Bermudez. Star Bermudez was Malcolm's girlfriend. I done said that a ton of times. Star Bermudez. It's the Puerto Rican chick that we saw, and she was snitching. We already saw her jump off come out. She was snitching up a storm. Yes, Atlanta also wants to do a RICO on Trump. They just don't want Trump to become president again. Because if Trump becomes president again, there's a lot of people that's going to be in trouble. Especially all of the people that's trying to have sex with the kids. Because that's one of the main things. I'm telling you right now, that's some of the main people he's going to go after, the pedophiles. I don't know. You think she's funny looking? Hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture of her real quick. Somebody can send me her Instagram or send me a picture of her or something. I don't. Man, I don't think she's funny looking. Is her real name Julissa? No, that's not her. I don't think she's funny looking. Can't really see in this particular picture right here. So you don't think Trump cares about Americans because he has different values than you do? But you think these politicians that send all of our money to other countries and then tax us higher care about Americans? Am I correct on that? What was the point you think I made yesterday? So you think these politicians that send all of our money, and I'm not just talking about to the Ukraine, they're sending the money all over the place. So you think that these politicians, these Democrats that send all of our money to these other countries, you think they care about America, but not Trump, who told all of these big businesses that they had to spend their money in America. Y'all do understand why our cost of living went down when Trump was president, right? You do understand why our cost of living went down? For everybody that don't understand why, one of the reasons in which why our cost of living went down, Trump made all of those big ass companies start doing business in America. You do know this, right? Or you just in here just saying, you just talking, you don't really know any politics. Somebody else talks and you disagree. You don't really do any research of your own. You're talking about these politicians love Americans that what else they're doing? They're trying to give children sex changes. You think that's the way to go? Shout out to what's this guy's name? Shout out to, you said Trump is racist. Didn't Trump give how many billions of dollars did Trump give the HBCUs, and then the Democrats took it back? Trump is racist though. No, you're right. Trump is all the way racist. He gave all of those HBCUs billions of dollars. Billions, like 20, 30, 40 billion. He gave them money like that. And then the Democrats took all that money back. No, you're right. Trump is racist as they come. Other countries were putting our celebrities, our black celebrities, in jail, and Trump was telling them that he's going to destroy their economy if they don't send them home. But you're right, Trump. And what happened when Homegirl got caught up in Russia? How long did she have to spend in Russia? How long was Homegirl in Russia in contrast? No, somebody else said that, Marcus. How long did Homegirl spend in Russia in contrast with how long freaking dude that was in Switzerland, ASAP Rocky or whoever the hell that was that got in trouble, how long was he over there in contrast with how long that girl was in Russia? I don't think Trump plays both sides. I think that the rich people are arguing over something. We don't know what it is. That's what I think. And I think some people, and I'm not saying nobody here specifically, I think some people are so easily manipulated, all you got to do is say racism. Why are they trying to give $5 million to all of the blacks in San Francisco, and the NAACP said, don't do that. We don't want you to give all of the blacks, every black person $5 million. We want you to build programs for people instead. But these are y'all leaders, though, right? What about that part? Shot by TJ says, Jack, you made a point yesterday, may have misinterpreted. So Troy first talked to the police. 2.8 started his negotiation in his February 8th, started his negotiating agreement. Tax wrote the letter April 13th, and Troy signed his cooperation deal on 4/28. Yeah, that is what happened. Normally, people don't sign the collaboration deal the first day when it's offered, and we know Troy started talking on 2.8. That's a fact. Was Troy already helping them? Could have been. But what is the thing that gets TAXSTONE in trouble? Troy helping them or Troy taking a stand? think Troy taking the stand is a bigger deal than Troy just helping him at this point. I'm just saying, y'all voting people into office that want to give children sex changes. When you go meet God and God asks you why you voted for people that want to give children sex changes, like God made a mistake, that's on you. I'm not voting for nobody that want to give children sex changes. I promise you. What about China? What about those boys that stole stuff in China? And Trump went over there and got three of our black men that stole something in China. Now you tell me China and Russia is different. China. There's a reason why I said the other one first and I left China for last, because I know you was gonna say, somebody was gonna say something like that. Trump went over there and got 3 black people from China. Now what do you got to say? The UCLA players, it's a fact. Now what do you got to say? I'll tell you one thing, the Republicans aren't trying to give children sex changes. Tell me where the lie at. I'm not talking about gay this or gay that. I'm talking about giving children sex changes. Republicans are not trying to do that. All the Democrats is trying to do is make sure black people have abortions and children get sex changes. That's one of the most important things to the Democrats. Y'all want to ask me, y'all want to keep talking about this, or y'all want to change the talk? We got 91 likes in here. We could get to 100 likes. We only need 9 more like hits. Somebody get 9 more people hit that like button. My dude, the freaking Biden got on television and talked about how Florida is wrong for not wanting to allow children to have sex changes. What the hell, fam? So what if my shirt is made in China? What does that have to do with what we... Oh, it don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about. You're just saying a random thing because the thing I said trumps what you said. No, I get it. Whenever you're walking around and being right about stuff, people want to change the subject. I get it. Ask me questions about the trial. You don't understand how a black man can't vote against somebody that a black man. So you want to vote for children having sex changes? Okay, that's your right. I'm gonna vote against children having sex changes. Yeah, everything we own is meant. No, you're telling me to vote Democrat. Democrats want children to have sex changes. You're voting Democrat, correct? That means you're voting for the things that the Democrats are going to be pushing, which is sex changes for children. It's okay if you think that children should have sex changes. I can't tell you what your opinion should be. I'm saying I don't think that children should have sex changes. But Ja, or Jai, however you say your name, you're here for the sex changes with the children. I get it. That's the thing you're into. children having sex changes. I'm not. I don't want children to have sex changes. I don't understand why if somebody wanted to do something like that, they couldn't at least wait till they was old enough to buy a damn beer. Well, I don't want to vote for Trump and I don't want to vote for Biden specifically. I think both of them is too old. And I've said that numerous times. So what are you talking about? If I had to choose between one or the other, Trump all the way. That's not even a question. He don't want to have children have sex changes. You know, we are talking about kids that one day they want to be a firefighter and the next day they want to be a giraffe. You want children to have sex changes. Children. You could ask some children what's their favorite fruit. They're going to say macaroni and cheese. You want them to be able to decide whether they want to have sex changes. What the hell, fam? I'm not voting for any Democrat because all of the Democrats are pushing that agenda, period. Just so we can be clear, I said I'm not voting for Democrats because they want to have sex changes. And then he started chastising me because I said I wasn't going to vote for a Democrat. That's what happened. I do not think that Troy Ave acknowledged the family when he was in this. I don't know if how the relationship is with him and the family currently. Just so we can be clear. That's what happened. Just so we can be clear. That's literally what happened. I said I'm not voting Democrat because they trying to do sex changes on children, and then dudes started chastising me for not wanting to vote Democrat. What the hell, fam? Children can't even go buy a beer. Jason Jimenez is about to come here and troll me. Oh, I got you, Jason. I just feel like Jason Jimenez is about to come here and troll me. Now look, people are chastising me and making jokes right now because I said I don't want to have children have sex changes. That make me think that everybody saying something negative about me not wanting children to have sex changes agree with children having sex changes. Usually when people say they agree with me, they start trying to troll me. Especially when it's people I've never seen their name before. And I haven't seen your name before or in a very long time. So, no, that's what that kind of what that means, right? I'm literally saying I'm specifically not going to vote Democrat because they want children to have sex changes. You guys are trying to convince me to vote Democrat. So you want children to have sex changes, I'm assuming. Somebody asked, was my dude. I'm just saying, I'm specifically saying that I'm not voting for them because of the sex change thing. Specifically. Yes, because I think that's because I didn't call you a troll. Yes. Because, listen, when you vote for a politician, you don't just vote for that one thing that they're doing. You vote for everything that they're doing. You vote for everything that they're doing. Just like when I said I wasn't going to vote for Democrat, you start bringing up all of the things about Trump. So you could bring up all the things about Trump in his personal life that don't got nothing to do with his actual presidency, but I can't bring up what they're doing in their actual presidency? That's bananas. So how do you decide whether you're going to vote for somebody? By the shoes they got on that day? That person, they had spaghetti and meatballs last night. He got my vote. That's how y'all deciding to vote for people? I'm deciding on who should be voted for based on what they're trying to do. We're not talking about gay marriage. I'm not talking about gay marriage, and I specifically said that. I'm not talking about gay marriage. I'm not talking about the LGBTQ. I'm not talking about none of that. If somebody wants to go have sex with somebody of their same gender, that is on them. That has nothing to do with me. I didn't say anything about the LGBTQ community. So y'all have to say I'm saying things now, even though I'm saying I'm clearly not saying that. So this is the only way y'all could debate me, by saying I'm saying things I'm not saying, so you could criticize those things? Literally in Florida, our president just went. Hold on.
GOP lawmakers proposing what he describes as anti-transgender legislation. That includes Florida's parental rights bill. Watch.
But we know it's hard when there are those out there who don't see you and don't respect you. For example, the onslaught of anti-transgender state laws attacking you and your families is simply wrong. This administration is standing up for you against all these hateful bills.
Do you know what the Florida transgender law is about? It's about not allowing children to have sex changes. He's against the bill. What y'all want to talk about? I want to talk about something else. Because y'all just saying I'm saying things I'm not saying. That's how y'all talk to me. So, y'all just saying I'm saying things I'm not saying. So I only want to talk about the trial because I'm tired of y'all putting words in my mouth. Vote for whoever you want to vote for. I'm against children having sex changes. All right, what y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Ask me something about the trial. Ask me something about the trial. I don't, because you just so we could be clear, I don't want to talk about this no more because you're saying I'm saying things that I'm not saying. So I don't want to talk no more, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that no more because people are just saying I'm saying things I'm not saying. So therefore, I think you're dishonest. So since you're dishonest, I don't want to have that conversation. Copy? Matter of fact, I'm kicking you. I don't want you back here no more. Yes, Troy Ave cried on the stand. He let some tears out. That's a fact. Is a mistrial declared is same as a not guilty? No. I think when there's a mistrial, you could try the person over again. You're talking about The Apprentice, the Dark Apprentice. She's a cutie. I usually just kick people when they do that. I kick one of them, they can't come back. Well, okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, Sharice. Not guilty is the stance mean no double jeopardy. Exactly. When they say not guilty, that means that they can't try you again for that crime. You get it? That's it. They don't get another shot to convict you. If it's a mistrial, they could try you again. The best example I could give is Cosby first trial was a mistrial. After Cosby had a mistrial, then they were able to try him again. You understand? So Cosby had a mistrial, and after Cosby's mistrial, the prosecution was able to try him again, and they got a conviction the second time. But if Cosby would have got a not guilty, they would have never been able to try him again. Sharice says, I don't remember you asking the Kenneth asked Troy in the cross-examination while he chose to shoot at Tax if his back was turned and he ran out the room. No, they didn't ask him that. I don't know if that would have been a good question to ask either, just so we can be clear. I don't know how good of a question that would have been asked. Remember, Troy Ave is not on trial, so I don't even know if that would have been acceptable. You understand? I don't know how good of a question that would have been able to ask. Troy Ave's not on trial. No, sentencing isn't tomorrow. Closing statements it should be tomorrow. And besides the closing statements, maybe not tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I think it's going to be tomorrow. They have court business to do. They got some other aspects that they have to introduce to the jury. And besides the other things that they need to introduce to the jury, no, I don't think Troy Ave made a fool of himself. And besides the other things that they need to introduce to the jury, they have a couple of more things that they have to argue. Then they have some things that they have to introduce to the jury. Then they have to do their closing statements. I think they do their closing statements first. And then after they do their closing statements, that's when the judge then gives his direction to the jury about how they're supposed to decide on or come to their determination of their verdict. Troy Ave was charged with attempt murder, that's 25, a max of 25 years, and 15 years for each gun possession. That's a max of 15 years for each gun possession, 3 guns. I think that comes out to 70 years. That's what Troy Ave was charged with. So yes, he was charged with attempt murder. He fired a gun in blindly into a crowd or some shit. At least whatever the case might be. What up, kittens? Touch says, I'm so late. I'll watch it and rewind it later. Yeah, I think I don't have no specific thing that I think myself might or might not happen here. I will be surprised at whatever the verdict is, and at the same time, I won't be surprised at whatever the verdict is at the same time. Like whatever the verdict is, I'm not going to be surprised, but I'm also going to be surprised. And yes, Shorty's a cutie. She always like gives me dirty looks though, so I so I don't plan on saying anything to her anytime soon. Shorty's a cutie. She just always giving me dirty looks though. Shout out to that shit. She be looking at me, she be like snarling her face up. I'm like, what the hell, fam? I'm like, all right, it's cool though. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. It is getting late, and I think I'm gonna make me a hamburger. And some fries. I got some curly fries in there, some seasoned curly fries, and I got a hamburgers over these. And I think I'm gonna make me a hamburger and some seasoned over these, curly fries over these, and have all of the seasonings and all of the curly fries. Yo, they really took down Hassan Campbell's page? That's crazy. But why is so many people celebrating it? I don't get that. Like, I'm confused. Like, why is so many people celebrating that this man lost his page? Like, he got a whole family. Like, like, did he lose his page and he can't make no more pages? I'm confused. I'm sorry if y'all don't understand. I'm just confused. Like, I don't understand why so many people are like celebrating this. Why are people celebrating this? I don't understand. Like, I'm really lost. I'm sorry. I'm just lost. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to. I'm not trying to ignore y'all. I'm just. I don't get it. Wait, Stephon, you got a podcast? DM me. I want to see your podcast. Trial is open to everybody. I don't get it. I don't know. I just don't understand. I don't understand. My fault, y'all. I'm really confused. Like, I don't understand. Like, why would people celebrate something? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm just really confused right now. Uh, I'm levels of confused. I'm not gonna. Not that he lost his page. I mean, I don't know what happened to make him lose his page. Don't get it confused. I don't know what happened, but I don't understand how people could be happy that bad things happen to somebody. And then I look for his page and I see all of these different pages on YouTube and they're celebrating bad things happening to somebody. Like, he got kids, he got a family, he got people he's supporting, taking care of. Like, why? I don't understand. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Oh, I'm gonna let y'all go. I need to, because I want to eat and it's already too late. I'm not supposed to be eating this late anyway. I want to make me something to eat. I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody, look. We're gonna be in court tomorrow. We might do a midday. Um, I don't understand it. Like, I don't know. I just don't. I'm different. Like, I think I'm supposed to be on this planet. Like, like, this is bad shit. I just don't understand. I just don't. It just don't. I don't understand it. Like, somebody else feeling don't even mean you gonna win. Like, so I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand it. In any regard, we need one more like. We stuck on 99. Could we get that one more like, you rat bastards, so we can get up to 100? I don't know. I think we're gonna do a midday tomorrow. I think we're gonna do a midday tomorrow. I don't understand it. Like, that's why, like, I'm gonna say something real quick before we go out. Like, you saw how my homie came in here the other day. Did you pick up on the main thing that he said? Like, yo, you just say, like, that's the way you always been. Like, I've never been a hater. Like, I've never hated on nobody. Like, that's just, I've always been a winner. I've never hated on nobody. I don't know any winners that hate on people. So I wouldn't even think to hate on people. Like, I can't understand it. I just don't get it. You understand? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't understand it. I don't understand how you could want, why you would want somebody else to just lose. Like, if I don't like somebody, I just go and don't deal with them no more. That's it. Like, that's literally how I do. What up, Antonio Brown? If I don't like somebody, if I don't like someone, I just don't never talk to them again. That's what I do. Like, literally. I don't go hate on them. If they come up in conversation, I may say why I don't fuck with them, but that's about it. But I don't hate on nobody. Why do you think I just block people? I don't want to go back and forth with people. You understand? Like, it don't make sense. So I don't understand that. With all due respect. Like, you spending energy on hating somebody, and you could be spending that energy on the people you love. So I don't understand why you would just be hating on people. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would want to think about the things you don't like. Like, I don't understand it. You understand? I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well. Even when Sharice says, did you see Tacto's minute while it talked about the Telegram chat? I don't think I saw I can't really tell but so much because I'm sitting in back of him. I could tell when he turned it to the side. I could tell when he's turning to the side, then I could see a little bit of his facial expressions or whatever. But for the most part, he's in there and he's looking strong and looking like he feels like he's gonna win. Just so we can be clear. TAXSTONE is in court and he's looking, the energy that I'm seeing is like he feels, at least from what I've seen, like he feels like he's gonna win. He's looking strong. I don't know no other way to say it. He's looking strong. Y'all know I already put my clothes out that I'm gonna wear tomorrow. Y'all know I put my clothes out for the next day. Almost every day. I'm a weirdo like that. Y'all know I put my clothes out that I'm gonna wear, like even if I have no court, like even if I don't got nothing to do tomorrow. You know, I put my clothes out that I'm gonna wear tomorrow, the night before, like almost every single night. I don't even know why I do that. I'll be excited. Like, for real. I'll be excited. Like, yo, what am I going to wear tomorrow? I'll be excited. Like, that's my energy. You understand? Like, so I don't understand a lot of this shit that people is doing. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't understand. I'm so upset there was no court today because I like my outfit I had on. I like my outfit I had on today. I'm so upset there was no court. I was rocking these with these right here. So with these right here. So I'm so upset that there was no court. I'm so upset. I was rocking these today. So I'm so upset there was no court. Like, this is what I was rocking today. I'm so upset there was no court today. I had a different hat on though. I had a red hat on. So I'm so upset there was no court. Yeah, like I got my clothes laid out. This is what okay, so this was, I just want to say something real quick. So I was thinking I'm either gonna rock this right here, right? Or this right here. So these are the what I'm thinking I'm gonna rock. So these are the two choices. This gray sweater, another white shirt with the burnt orange corduroys, the orange tie, and then obviously I'm gonna throw one of these on. I'm gonna throw this orange hat on. Boom. Like, I'm not capping, my nigga. I'm throwing an orange hat on like this. I'm thinking about wearing this tomorrow. Boom. And if I wear this, I might just rock these with them because this is just the sneakers that just go with them, the best that I got. I might rock these with it. So I'm thinking about rocking this. And then if I rock this, I'm going to rock this jacket. Like, I'm not capping. So I'm either going to rock that with that jacket or with this jacket. Because I was like, I might as well, because I got the orange on. And I like orange with my with this jacket. But it depends on how cold it is in the morning. Look, I'm not capping. Or I'm going to wear some regular blue jeans. I'm going to rock this shirt with this tie and this. Or I might wear my blue tie, but I want to wear the gray tie because I got gray in the shirt. Yeah, I'm not capping. I put my clothes, I get my clothes together the night before, man. I'm not capping. I'll be excited. Nah, I'm gonna be rocking sneakers either way. With that though, if I wear the other, I'm gonna rock these sneakers though. These are the Spike Lee jump offs. Get my Cash App popping if you want. I'm not gonna stop you. Hold on, I'll make sure nobody hit the Cash App tonight. I don't know if anybody did or not. I didn't look. Nah, if y'all want to hit the Cash App up, y'all can hit the Cash App right now. We do some drops on the way out. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't be hating on nobody. That's what I'm trying to explain. Yes, I believe that closing arguments is going to be tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's what I'm literally trying to explain to you. Like, that's not one of the reasons what the show would have started freaking 45 minutes before it did. You like the blue shirt with the gray? I haven't worn my burnt orange corduroys in a long time, and it's about to be too hot for me to wear them. I like those jeans, man. I like my corduroys. I'm assuming the second childhood is an attack on me. Says you don't even know what second childhood means, do you? You don't know what second childhood means. You have no idea what second childhood means. Wearing the black, dark blue shirt, white shirt, black, dark brown. I don't have no dark brown. I don't have no brown. I don't have no brown. The only reason, just so we could be clear, the only reason why I'm thinking the blue instead of the other color is because I actually wore, out of all of the clothes that I just showed y'all, this is the only piece of clothing that I've already wore to court. So that's the only reason why the blue is ahead of this one, because I wore the sweater before already. All of the rest of those clothes, with the exception of the white shirt, obviously, I have never wore to the court. I haven't wore to court. All the other clothes I haven't wore to court. So just so we can be clear. The burnt orange is fire, right? I fuck with the burnt orange, homie. The burnt orange is fire. That's why I'm like, I wear corduroys. I don't care what nobody talking about. They got my burnt orange corduroys. They go some blue corduroys. And I got some the corduroys, the tan corduroys. I got those too. I ain't playing with them. I wear what I want to wear. Ain't nobody else even wearing corduroys. I like to look nice. I like to look like me. I like to look nice. I like to look like me. I got my own style. I got my own way of dress. I got my own way of everything. That's why if anybody ever tell you that they put me, if anybody ever tell you I stole something from them, they lying. They lying. They all the way lying. I got my own way of doing everything. And I'm not trying to knock anything that anybody else is doing. I'm just an individual. I do what I like. With all respect to. I just do what I like. If you get me to like doing something, then I'm gonna do it all the time. So like if me and you hanging out and we have a good experience doing some shit and I enjoy doing it, I'm gonna try to do it every opportunity. That's a fact. I'm gonna make time for that thing. And doing that thing with you, because I have fun doing it with you. I might not have fun doing it with the next rat bastard. So that's a fact. That's literally how I work. So if me and you hang out and we go do something and we have a good time, and I sincerely have a good time, I'm going to want to do that thing, but I'm going to want to do that thing with you. I'm not going to want to do that thing with everybody else because it might not be, I might not enjoy it with other people. I enjoyed it with you. That's good. Like, I'm weird like that. I don't know no other way to, weird. But that also is because when I was growing up, I compartmentalized my friends. I have my friends I play basketball with. I have my friends I hustle with. I have my friends I sat around watch movies with. I have my friends that we went out and went to parties. I compartmentalized my friends. Most of my friends didn't even know each other. You'd be surprised at how many times people knew each other but didn't know that they knew me because they called me different names. I'm that serious. I had friends that did not know that I was. Okay, so the park I used to play basketball at, they called me Spreewell. You'd be surprised when some of those people found out that I was Psycho Bob. They was like, wait, hold on, you're Psycho Bob? I was like, yeah. Like, yo, this person told me that's me. Because they knew me as Spreewell. So it is what it is. In any regard, I'm going to let y'all go because I want to eat. I enjoy when we get to the end of the lives and we just bullshit. I know that pisses people off sometimes, but I enjoy when we get to the end of the lives and I just bullshit. That's like, this is mostly when I'm being the most like me, like, you know what I'm saying? So we did everything that we're supposed to be doing. We're about to get ready to go off. And then I bullshit for a good 10, 15, 20 minutes. This is I'll enjoy this part of the show. But yeah, I get my clothes together the night before. Most of the time, damn near probably 85 to 90% of the time that I do it live at night, I got my clothes laid out for the next day. These are facts. Appreciate you, Problematic. These are facts. I don't know what anybody else is doing. When I go to bed at night, I am genuinely excited about tomorrow. I don't even know. And I'm not saying tomorrow because tomorrow I'm doing a thing in court. I'm saying anything could be happening tomorrow. Anything could be happening. I'm genuinely excited. I want to go to bed and I want to wake up and I want to do whatever the thing is that I'm supposed to be doing tomorrow. Genuinely. I don't understand hating on niggas. I just don't understand it. I'm going to tell you, this is my opinion. I could be wrong. I think the reason why, and this is probably why I don't understand hating. I think most of the time, like, okay, so I never wanted to be anybody else other than me. I never wanted to be anybody else. Never. Like, even when I used to live alone, I used to have braids that went all the way down to my shoulders, and I looked like Spreewell. At least that's what people say. And I played like a maniac sometimes. And I was kind of... The other day, my homie came in here, and I said, who did I play like? Like, who did he think I played like? And he said Scottie Pippen. And the only reason why I think he said Scottie Pippen, because he probably felt like if he would have said Jordan, it would have sounded like he was dick riding. But I'm telling you right now, I was the best player, at least I believe, wholeheartedly and honestly, for at least 3 years. I was the best player in my neighborhood. And it could have been for 5 years. I'm just saying 3 to be like reasonable. The best player. I went to the park, just so we could be clear. And for the most part, I didn't never go to the park and pick up any of the best players. I only played against them. And I stayed on the court the whole day. I won the whole day. And I didn't ever put the best players on my team. I went and put players on my team that knew how to play. Don't get it confused. But I never went to the park and tried to make a super team. Niggas had to make super teams and then come play me. This is facts. I'm not capping. What up, Jay Ventura? Yeah, we used to be out there taking pictures in front of that place when they was building it. So I don't understand hate because I never wanted to be nobody else. That's a fact. Yo, you remember the teriyaki, hold on. You talking about the Japanese place that used to, it's not in there no more, right? The Japanese fucking place. I love Japanese food. The Japanese place that used to be inside of the fucking food court. That's what you're talking about? They shit was slamming. They shit was slamming. That's a fact. I want some. We need a Japanese food place around here. That teriyaki chicken with the rice, and they used to put that shit, and they used to pound that shit on top of that shit like bang, 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 bang. That's the shit you talking about, right? I could still hoop. Next court date is tomorrow. I could still hoop. I could still go out there and give niggas buckets. Don't play with it. I could still go down there and shut somebody down. Don't play with it. I still could hoop. I just don't. I used to work out all day. Like I didn't just watch TV. If I watched TV, I was working out. I was either stretching, doing push-ups, doing something at all times. So I never sat in my crib and just sat down. I just never did that when I was growing up. When I was at home, I was always active. So I'd be home and I have my bench in my room. I'd be benching. I have my curls. I'd be curling. I'm watching TV. I'm not really curling. I'm not really benching. I'm watching TV. But I'm just, I don't want to just be sitting there. That's a fact. But yeah, anyway, that's why I don't understand hate. Like I never wanted to be nobody else. And I think that that's probably why people hate on people sometimes. Because they don't want to be who they are. I never wanted to be nobody else. I never wanted to be another person. Like never. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you're a kid and you're going through whatever you're going through, you're like, oh man, I wish I wasn't me. Yeah, everybody has that, but everybody that has a tough childhood may think that at times. But I'm saying I never really sincerely, I never wanted to be nobody else. I'm not saying I'm the dopest shit in the world or nothing like that. I'm just saying I never wanted to be nobody else. I think that that's probably why niggas hate on other people. They don't want to be who they are. So they like when negative things happen to other people. They like when bad things happen to other people because they feel powerless. I never wanted to be nobody else. We got to stop with the hate in our culture. We got to stop attacking each other. We just got to do something. We got to stop with the attacking each other. We got to stop with the hating one another. You see a nigga hating on a nigga, don't entertain that shit. Go about your business. Let that person be in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they could fix themselves. You're not helping them out by helping them hate on somebody, because that's not allowing for them to deal with whatever their issue is that they have with themselves. So don't help people hate on people. You understand? If I had a bench here, I would be doing the same thing. I just don't really got no weights here. I got some other shit I got to take care of, but I don't got no weights here. But generally, that's what I do. I don't really just watch TV. Like even when I was living in my pop's basement, for the most part, yeah, I worked out while I watched TV. Watching TV is it's you might as well multitask. That's the only way I can put it. Might as well multitask. So I wouldn't just watch TV. I'd be watching TV and doing other stuff at the same time. And working out was one of those things, because I'm going to kill these niggas when I get to the park. Yesterday that dude thought he could guard me. Watch when I pull up on him today. That's how I was thinking. I'm going to smoke these niggas. What the fuck is they talking about? That nigga, they really tried to guard me the other day. They made a call. That was a bad call. I did not like that call. We still won the game, but I did not like that call. So the next time I go, I'm going down near the mall. Them niggas better not show up. So that's how I thought. So I go home and I work out. I wake up the next day, especially after I graduated from high school. I'm going to wake up the next day. I'm going to work out. Might go to the track, run a couple of miles, and then we going to get to the park. And if that nigga show up, he going to get the business. And I'm not even going to talk trash to him. I'm just going to bust his ass. And that's just the way I thought. That's still the way I think, generally speaking. Now I want that teriyaki chicken you was just talking about. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That shit used to be good as shit. I might have to go to the supermarket tomorrow. Did I turn the stove on? I meant to turn the stove on. I might have to go to the supermarket tomorrow. The oven, I mean. I might have to go to the supermarket tomorrow. I might have to go to the supermarket tomorrow and see if they got some teriyaki chicken in the frozen section. I ain't even lying. I'm gonna let y'all go. I love y'all. Everybody, please. Mental health is important, fam. Spend your time trying to do things that's uplifted and positive. Spend your time doing that, man. Don't spend your time going to these pages and going to these channels and just content in general that's causing distress. You might not realize it's causing you distress. You might just think it's funny. These guys are saying all these funny things about this. It's causing you distress, whether you know it or not. You understand what I'm saying? Stop going to content that causes you distress, homie. For real, for real. It don't make no sense. There's no need to do that. Don't go to content that causes you distress. Just don't even do it. You understand what I'm saying? Go spend your time with content that is gonna do something positive for your life, give you enlightenment, give you some information, some knowledge, get you closer to God, get you closer to who you are as a person. Spend your time with that type of content. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you spend all of your time with miserable people, how your life gonna go up? You understand? So that's why we don't want to engage with the haters. That's why we don't want to talk to the haters. You understand? The haters is miserable. There's no way in the world you could tell me that somebody who is not hating is not miserable. The haters are miserable, fam. If they wasn't miserable, why would they be talking negative about other people all day and every day? They miserable. They know they miserable. They're not going to acknowledge being miserable, but they know they miserable. For whatever they reasons is. But we're not gonna hate on them back. You understand? Because that's when you lose. So we're not gonna hate on them back. We're gonna wish that God comes into their life and give them some kind of correction. We're gonna wish that God comes into their life and gives them that assistance that they need so they could be a pillar of the community, so they could improve their status with the Most High, so they could go out into the world and do something worth doing. Because that's probably what these people's problem is. All haters in general. Maybe they've never did anything worth doing. Maybe they've never really succeeded at anything, so they can't help but hate. Maybe that's what it is. Because all hate is jealousy, right? Am I wrong? Isn't all hate really is jealousy? Jealousy can't be cured. But that self-loathing that they have, that self-hate that they have, that could be fixed. So just sometimes you got to pray for the people that hate you. Because that's going to give you peace. Sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes people are just so pitiful that the only thing they can do with their life is try to take other people down. They're so pitiful that all they could do with their life is speak negative about other people. That's literally what it is most of the time. So go out there, do what you can do with your life to improve your life. And whenever you can be of assistance to somebody else, whenever you can be helpful to somebody else, do. I'm not saying go out of your way and put yourself in a poorhouse or some weirdo shit, get yourself hurt. I'm not saying none of that. But whenever you can be assistance to somebody else, whenever you can be helpful to somebody else, do it. Go do God's work. We're supposed to be a benefit to each other. We're supposed to be helpful to each other. We're supposed to be looking out for each other. We're supposed to be our brother's keeper. Keep that in mind. With that being said, I love y'all. We had 108 likes. Hit that like button on your way out. Let's see if we can get to 120. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bonus. Oh, boom. I just went way, I went way too quick. If you got anybody still in your household, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Give people their flowers while they're still here. Also, before we go to bed and once we wake up, water. You drink the water before you go to bed because it's going to give you more energy when you wake up in the morning. And you drink the water when you wake up in the morning because one of the best things you could have on an empty stomach is water because your body is then going to absorb the nutrients quicker and better. Also, whenever we're helping anybody else be the best them that they could be, in that moment, we being the best us that we could be. So go out there and be great. God first. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.